What's going on, my Lexa bros? I've watched quite a few of these videos, and not so much anymore, but I did appreciate the ones that helped me ease a little bit of anxiety coming into starting Lexapro. So I'm just gonna give you my experience. I suffer from a driving anxiety of some sort. It came on out of nowhere. I used to drive like 100 miles a day, and then out of nowhere, I was afraid to be in a car, and I just slowly worked on that. I originally, when I was diagnosed with anxiety, started with Paxil. I don't remember the dosage, but I broke all the pills in half. Uh, it gave me nightmares. I was afraid to go to sleep at night because the nightmares were pretty horrible, and I was having suicidal thoughts on Paxil. Because when you're afraid to go to sleep because of the nightmares, I guess, and you feel basically, I felt like I was going to die while I was trying to go to sleep, and then I would have nightmares during sleep, and then I'd wake up and be like, "Woo, can't wait to do that again," right? So it was kind of a bad experience with Paxil, but it did help me because I went from being driving around 100 miles a day for work to being afraid basically to be in a car. And Paxil, I would say, did get me back in the car. I still, to this day, currently don't drive on freeways right now, and it's been like 6 years, which is probably crazy. If you're not familiar with anxiety, you might not understand that, but whatever, it is what it is. Uh, but anyway, so I did the Paxil, and then I finally decided, okay, I'm going to go up to the full dose that I was prescribed. I don't know the milligram, but took it for a couple days, and it felt like a dream world, which this is on Paxil, mind you. Like I was driving to the grocery store, which was about half a mile from where I lived, and all the cars around me seemed ethereal or like a ghost, if you're not familiar with the word ethereal. It felt like I could drive through in my car through the other cars if I wanted. In my brain, though, I knew that's probably a bad idea, but everything didn't seem like a dream, like a daydream. So after a few days of that life, I weaned myself off, went back down to half, and then down to a quarter until I was done with my bottle of Paxil. And then I took about 5 or so years of just working on myself, trying all kinds of crazy things. Uh, I did like plant-based diets. I'm not 100% on it right now, but it did 100% really, really increase my volume of like healthy fruits and vegetables that I eat. So it's a really good attempt, or at least increasing that. I quit caffeine multiple times. That one I've gone back to quite a bit. Recently, I just quit again about a week or so ago. I do 100% think caffeine is very not good for anxiety, period. Don't be sold on the hype and the marketing of you need coffee to wake up in the morning or an energy drink in the middle of the day. You don't. Honestly, like I love the Monster energy drink, the regular, just black can with the green Monster logo. I love it. As soon as I start drinking them, I'll drink them every morning forever until I quit. And yeah, you have a couple days of maybe a headache or whatever, and then you just don't need them anymore. You just wake up like normal. So that whole caffeine thing for you to wake up in the morning is a complete lie. Go through the withdrawals, you'll be fine. It only lasts a couple days. I quit cigarettes. I quit alcohol. I haven't drank in almost 5 years. I haven't smoked a cigarette in almost 5 years. I tried like marijuana. I tried CBD. I tried various like anxiety supplements on Amazon or at the grocery store you could find. I tried kratom or kratom. I tried, a lot of self-medicating things, but things that seem more natural or whatever. None of them really worked for me that well. I did meditations. I do guided meditations. Some of them I did 30 nights in a row, like the same guided meditation, going to bed with earphones in 30 nights in a row. And it never really, it got me in a pretty good mindset, I would say. So I think if you're interested in guided meditations, I think they can put you in a pretty good mindset. But when the time came to confront the anxieties itself, that started to feel that seizing up, overwhelming feeling. So I started Lexapro about 6 months ago, 5 milligram, almost no side effects, except, man, does it make you hungry. And it's not even, I don't even think it's hungry. I think it brought back on Lexapro. I feel very gluttonous or ravenous, or like the pleasure of eating food. I feel like if you've seen like the movie Thinner, when he's like, I can eat all I want and I don't gain weight, and he's like, ha ha ha, eating cake and stuff. That's what I feel like all the time. It's almost 4:30 in the morning. I honestly could go make probably a can of refried beans and make like 6 little bean burritos and eat them all right now. Or if I had a bag of chips in the house, I could probably go eat the entire bag or half the bag. So Lexapro, I wouldn't say it's a compulsive behavior, but I feel like it has massively skyrocketed my like pleasure of eating food, like to a, I guess the right word would be like ravenous. Like you're like, ah, like instead of one sandwich you eat 2, or if you used to eat 2, now you eat 3. If you used to get 4 tacos at Taco Bell, now you're getting 6 or 7, right? And so that's not great. I also think it would be very hard to quit cigarettes or alcohol, depending on your love for alcohol, while starting Lexapro or on Lexapro. I think if those are, because of my pleasure I'm feeling from food for the last 6 months, it hasn't gone away. I had hot pot tonight at a Asian restaurant, and I never had it before, and it honestly grew on me as I ate it. I didn't love all the ingredients, and I still sat there and I just ate the entire thing basically. So, and like I said, I could still make food right now when I probably should be going to bed. But besides that, it's like everything else in my life got better on 5 milligrams here. Just, and honestly, I don't even know if the pleasure of food is necessarily a bad thing. I think it might have just, maybe it's somewhat of my natural appetite coming back that maybe I didn't know was a little suppressed during the anxiety. Anxiety's weird. I don't know, I did have some in the house on occasion. You get that weird feeling and you go, ooh, what was that? Or, I had a friend pass away from an allergic reaction, and, from like a allergy he developed in his adulthood that he didn't even have when he was, 6 months earlier or whatever, a year earlier, and died from it. And, then you start thinking when you eat something like, oh, is my lip swelling up? Is my throat, can I breathe still? I would have those feelings when I was, alone. Sometimes while I was eating something, you're like, ooh, am I allergic to pineapple now? I've had a lot, but maybe now I am. I haven't had any of that at all. Basically, going to bed has been a pleasure. Waking up has been a pleasure. Everything's been really nice on it. Recently, I've been pretty stressed out. I just recently moved. You can see all kinds of junk behind me. Recently moved, and the process right now of finding a place to rent that's not like you're not getting price gouged was a struggle. Packing and moving was a pain. My car was dying. It failed emissions. Then it died. I had to sell it to a junkyard. That was a pain. I now have to buy a car, which are hard to find right now because of chip shortages and everything. So I'm still currently in the process of trying to find a car. That's stressful. I did the COVID vaccine. I was nervous about that. Really worried about it. Probably much less, though, honestly, if I wasn't on Lexapro. I probably would have been way worse off with it, but it was like a day or so of like some body aches. So nothing too bad, but it, it took a good 24 hours. Like whatever. I'll probably do some more videos if you like these kind of videos about this. My recent experience, though, with anxiety is I was test driving a new car. Now, being a person that basically suffers the majority of all their anxiety and panic, all their panic attacks only in cars, and maybe possibly that very first one in an airplane, which I now, after the fact, years later, would probably say it was. Test driving a new car that's much more expensive than my old crappy car I just sold to a junkyard really started building up that anxiety that like, ooh, my dad took me to the dealership because I don't have a car to get there right now. And so my dad's on the passenger seat. This was like a nice Buick SUV. used, not too nice. I'm not that fancy. And the dealer guy or whatever, the salesman's in the back, and I'm driving this thing, and I'm just, oh, you want to take it on the freeway? And I was like, no. And I just drove it through like some neighborhoods a little bit. I didn't even take it on any main roads. And this is a car I'm about to maybe buy. And I was really feeling, I really wanted to turn around and go back to the dealership. And that was unfortunate, a little bit of a bummer, because I haven't had any experience like that since I started. And that it does feel like a little punch in the stomach of, like, it reminds you that, you're doing good, but you're not 100% like you were before it all started. But it's all good. It almost made me jump up to 10 milligrams. I was prescribed 5 or 10. The doctor said start with 5. If it's not really working, go up to 10. I've stuck with 5 for now, and it's been working. But just feeling that anxiety again in the car almost made me jump up to 10. So let me know too if you're in the comments below. Are you on 5, 10, more, 15, 20, whatever? Have you had experiences at different dosages that you say, one worked and one betrayed you or whatever? Don't keep it real negative, though. I'm not really interested in that. That's a lot of things that people with anxiety do, is I think they really dwell on the negative, or try to have like a pity party, or jump in the comments of these type of videos and share their horrible experiences, which in some way is helpful, but like, I don't know. I don't think you want to read too many of them. Just be self-aware. And if you have anxiety, you're very, very, very tuned in with how you feel at all times. So like when I was on Paxil, I think it helped me get back in the car, but it definitely was not for me and put me off the medications for about 5 or 6 years. And then I've been pretty happy on Lexapro for the 5 milligram. So let me know. I just wanted to share this with you. If you're stressed out about starting it, like I said, that was, besides that little moment in the test drive, that was the last time I really had that much anxiety at all. Like the whoosh feeling, or the dizzy feeling, or you're sitting at a restaurant eating and you're just kind of, things feel like they move from you, and you're like, ooh, I don't think I want to be in this restaurant anymore, whatever, just random things that happen, basically all gone. It's been really nice. I am just currently overeating a lot, because I think the pleasure sensor in my brain, I don't know the science of it, is amped up, or I don't know, tuned on, turned on, reactivated, whatever it is. So yeah, no side effects outside of the overeating that I can tell. No libido things. No, I always am a night owl. Like I said, it's 4:30 in the morning. I don't know if the Lexapro is a little insomnia inducing. I honestly wouldn't call what I have insomnia, because I've always been a night owl. I go to bed very late, but I don't have any problem sleeping till, I'll get my 8 hours. If I go to bed at, 5 in the morning, I'll just wake up at 1 p.m. I'm going to make another video about it, but one of the beautiful things that I could only thank anxiety for, getting anxiety changed my life for the better in every possible way, even while suffering from it, because I built my own home business because I was afraid to be in the car. And I figured, well, as long as I could live near a post office, I could earn money and survive. So I want to do a video on that, because I think that'd be a good subject. But, I did a lot of positive things with anxiety. And now that I started the Lexapro, I feel like I'm enjoying my positive things that I built a lot more. So let me know if you like these kind of videos. I have another one on this channel. It's not a channel I use too much, but I was thinking about doing these sort of things on here. And it's just about my ocular migraines. I don't know if that's an anxiety symptom you have or not, but check out the other video if you have ocular migraines, especially with the shimmering vision problems. Quick fix for it, and quick caffeine. I think it's good for you. I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And let me know your experience down below if you need somebody to talk to. I probably don't check this channel quite as much as some other ones I work on, but I would love to, give you my opinion if you have a question. So thank you so much, my Lexa bros. Adios.